right, and a hearty shout out to all of you in the Rabyd Nation. Welcome, one and all, whether you're a tourist or somebody who is a citizen. Welcome to all of you in the Rabyd Nation. I'm your host, Ed Raby, a former pastor turned atheist, now a compassionate anti-theist. Welcome to my channel, The Rabyd Atheist, and today this is the Fireside Chat. Of all my streams, it's probably the most open, though I don't still make sure that we'll talk about whatever. We actually have a couple good topics, I think, at hand. So, one from chat and one from my own musings about the YouTube internet these days. So we'll dive into those in a little bit. But this is probably one of the more open streams. Just don't preach at me. Don't quote Bible verses. And keep my mods happy. My mods are always nice. They're nice to you if you're nice to them. So. And it's pretty good. It's a pretty good arrangement. There is a goal in chat. It's just my low-key, polite way of asking for money for the streams and being a part of it. So, and today we have a new hat in there, a Santa baseball hat that I bought last night that I think is hilarious. So we'll deal with that. And so yes, it's a. Wednesday will be our Christmas Eve. I'll be doing a Christmas Eve stream. It'll probably be about 7 o'clock to maybe 9:30 for those of you that just need somebody to hang out with. I'm just looking to hang out. We got a couple things going on though. Earl is supposed to have our new nativity, Fang's nativity, I believe, that she's been working on. That's supposed to be there. I'm going to display some of the fan art I've received over the course of the last few months when I've been asking for it. And we will have all 4 Christmas hats and a hat off. We'll decide which one is the one that is the best of the Christmas hats, all 4 of them. So we'll do that too. And plus hopefully have a good time. I think I'm going to find some sort of video to kind of react to get that going too. So, so there you have it. But let's get a roll call real quick. Let's see. We have John from Holland. Welcome. And then we have Rimmer, my faithful Swede. We got Cranky Elder. The Elder Gods are with us. And he has a question I think I can deal with right away once I get past the roll call here. We have Paul and Martin. And Eric, good to see you, Eric. Blossom is here. And then Earl is here. All right. So yeah, there's a bunch of it's fine. But yeah, your ears were burning. I was talking about your nativity scene that you're working on, which I haven't seen yet either, so. But Cranky had a question, and he wasn't trying to be a buzzkill, but this is a question that comes up often with us atheist types. Like, what do you do when somebody is diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer? How do you deal with it? How do you help the person? Well, first of all, somebody suggests you just be a really good friend. And as all of us know, some of us autistic people are really sucky at being friends at times like this. Like I know I am. When I was a pastor and I had to deal with people that were dying, I was probably the worst person ever to deal with, because I'm just like, I can hold your hand, I can empathize with you, but I can't identify with this. I just have a hard time with it. But the thing I've learned over the years of being a pastor, let's throw the religious stuff aside. What a lot of them want to know is that you're there for them. Like if they have something they need, that you're there. Okay, that you're willing to be there for them and deal with it. Also, I think being truthful, a lot of people don't like to be truthful at this time. They like to give false hope or whatever. Being real with the situation isn't something where you're being a meanie, like telling them to face that you probably don't have a lot of time. Okay. That one of the options is you don't have a lot of time. Do you have your everything in order? Are you set? Are you good with that? That's not a bad thing to ask. As far as the religious side, I I don't know. I've dealt with this since not being a Christian or a pastor a couple of times now. And I think the best thing that I've done for those people is just tell them you're going to be there, that you care about them, that you love them. Okay, that I think people are facing at that moment, what did my life accomplish? And if you let them know that you meant a lot to them or you mean a lot to them, probably put it better that way, not that you're not predicting their death yet. It's just it's more of letting them know that their life mattered to you. Okay. And I think that does a lot to ease a lot of people's minds on that. Um, but yeah, I know that some of us suck at being good friends because you said that you always suck at being a friend, being a good friend when Rimmer suggested it. But yes, it's yeah, I'm the part sucker. But yes, it's a tough one. It is a tough question. Um, I wish I had a magic bullet statement to say that got rid of everybody's grief and all this other stuff, but I've never been able to find it. So yeah, it's a serious question. I don't think it's a downer question. Um, it's it's a question of being a good human being at times. And I know, Cranky, you're an elder god, but still, you can pretend. Yeah, but yes, you can pretend. Yada, good to see you. Yeah, I think that's pretty good advice. Have some good times. Like, let their memories be something positive at the end. Try to get as much positivity into what they're going through. They're going through something, they're facing something. Finding the good parts is what a good friend can do. I think that's actually kind of valid. It's much more, to me, it's much more honest and authentic than giving them some sort of false hope. Oh, I'll see you later when we're all in the afterlife is kind of a dishonest thing to say, in my opinion. But you don't know anything about that. But having some laughs, trying to find some good times. It's tough because the news is pretty heavy and pretty bad. I mean, like Captive Desk right now, Dave, he had some pretty heavy news. Like he's going through chemo right now, and for a lot of us who really love Dave, this is a hard time for us too. So, trying to have some laughs with him whenever we can. Like he's at a stage where he can fight it and deal with it, and so yeah, it's kind of Earl, like it's what you'd want people to do with you. Okay, like if you were in that situation, what would you want people to do? And it's hard because until you're in it, you don't really know. But I don't know. I've always, since leaving the faith, I've always found it more honest to just be as truthful with my friends as possible, but try to have them have some good times. Like having some good times. It's like they've already got a big ugly thing in front of them. Letting them laugh and have a few laughs is probably the best thing you can do. Being honest with them, being there for them. I know, despite my ineptitude as a pastor sitting by a bedside, the one thing that people did appreciate is that I was there, and that I held a lot of hands when people breathed their last. So that's had an indelible kind of effect on me. It's where I learned that human empathy probably means far more than the comfort of God. Um, and I would say that back then. Hey, Native, good to see you. Yeah, preaching bullshit doesn't work on it. And I can think of is that it gives the opportunity to say goodbye, everyone. Yeah, that's probably valid. Like when you're in that position, I would, I've thought about this position when I'm dying a lot. I don't think I would want people to be downers. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. It's like, it's life. Thanks, Cranky. I appreciate it. That's one. Yes, we have a new Santa baseball cap. That's actually kind of jolly. It's jolly old Saint Nick, I guess. I'll be interested on Christmas Eve on Wednesday to see which one of these four hats is your most favorite. So we'll see what happens then. But so, yeah, I mean, Yeah, everybody's just trying to give advice, Cranky. It's like it's whatever you got. I mean, if the person isn't religious, they're facing their mortality and probably in a ways that the rest of us haven't had an opportunity to do yet. And so being something so Shelly CBD, okay. All right. Let's see what else is going on in the world. Oh yes, I just got done. Yeah, the last term I couldn't remember the Greek guy's name, Ephiro's dilemma, however you say it, and it's coming up in the moral context of the discussion. And Rationality Rules just did a great video on it. I'd ask you guys to kind of check that out, where he's dealing with this one guy who gets caught right in it. Some of you will know these are two really young guys. I mean, I don't know what's going on in the youth sphere as much as I used to of YouTube and stuff like that, but it's like it seems like the cockroaches are coming out and the and the good people are coming out at the same time. So hopefully that's good. Yeah. Etheirfro. Okay, Etheirfro. Okay, thanks, Cranky. See, I have a hard time with the Greek pronunciation. It's funny because when I took Greek and I took Hebrew, I had an easier time with understanding Greek, but I could never say the words right. But yeah, they just did that. And then Rationality Rules also dealt with William Lane Craig's third option, where he basically just reframes it with different words and thinks it's the third option. So yes. Let's see. I had a less great scenario where mom had a lymphatic cancer diagnosis. She asked me if there was anything I could share from studying that was relevant, and I said no. Eric, that's probably one of the most honest things I've heard. Like, I try to be honest about this. Like when somebody dies in somebody's life and I'm dealing with a grieving person, I'm always honest about I do not have any magic words to say to you that'll make this feel better. It's not, it sucks and it's going to always suck. It's like, well, yeah, yeah, Paul, but yeah, I agree with this. Like, it's like you're dealing with something very human and rationality, I guess, can be a part of that. But we're definitely dealing with emotions. We're dealing with, and for some of us, it's ick. That's part of our problem with it is emotions are hard for us in the first place, for us individually, and then having to deal with somebody else's is this bad. But yeah, that's probably one of the most honest things I've heard said to somebody. Yeah, like you can study philosophy all you want, and I don't know that you'll find an answer to this other than, if God is such a good guy, he certainly allows a bunch of things that kind of screw things up. So, but yes, but yeah, but yeah, this is actually kind of, the problem of evil has always been something that theists don't like. And when people get diagnosed like this and they're going to die, and, it seems like at that moment, if God wanted to really show how compassionate he was, you'd have like God come down and show himself to you at that point. Yeah, don't worry about it. I got you. But human beings do that more than God does. Okay, so I'll fight Jesus in her dreams. Okay, I know it's going to be continued. I'll wait. Okay. If you're dreaming about something, is stuff in your dreams actually real? That would be my first thing, I guess. But why Jesus? Why can't you like come up with an imaginary hero that'll fight the demons too? Like this one's a hard one because dreams and near-death experiences have a lot in common to me. So, I mean, dreams tend to reflect the culture and the things you've been exposed to. Like you don't usually dream about stuff you haven't had some sort of experience with. So, but yes, I'll wait anxiously for part two. The problem of evil is living in a Okay, there you go. Sleep paralysis exists. That's probably true. Got into an argument about the Bible, and she said all scripture is good, God breathed. I came up with several contradictions. She said I can't read the Bible rationally. Yeah, that's Rimmer. This is where they're going. This is where apologetics is going. If you haven't noticed, they're going to the old standby of, well, you have to read it as a believer to truly understand it. I've seen this a lot now. That's where we're heading. You can't engage spirituality with rationality has become the several new slogans. This is happening. This is their defense. Okay, like this is they can't rationally defend the Bible anymore. So they're like saying, well, you can't attack it rationally either because that's not what the Bible's about. The Bible's about spirituality and deeper things, and you're just not understanding them. So it's kind of I would at that point, oh, so because you have this special thing, you can actually understand the Bible better than I can. So you are saying it's an ego trip. So, okay, fair enough. I get nasty about that because it's like, it's not even a good argument. It's like, I don't want to argue about this. You've made a good point. So I'm just going to accuse you of not properly understanding it or taking it out of context. This is an old trope. They're coming back around to this, rumor. They're coming back around to, you can't attack us rationally because the Bible isn't about rationality. You can't read it rationally. You just got to read it with your spirit, which they never bother to prove exists. You're done trying to exalt superstition as religion? Yes. Yeah, that too. But yeah, like you don't usually dream about stuff that you don't know what the symbols mean. Like you have some understanding of what you're dreaming about usually. Hey, Jimmy, good to see you. Grieving can be a lifelong process. Yeah, can be fine. Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Make sure you take care of yourself, eat, drink, have fun, etc. Yes. Yeah, the Dragon Rider makes two valid points on the side of the griever. I still am not over my father's death, so it still affects me, and it probably will till I'm dead myself. It was a very sudden thing. It happened very quickly. I wasn't expecting it. And all of a sudden, this person that I leaned on for 26 years of my life is gone. And I'm still getting used to the fact that he's not there. Hell, I still grieve over my dog, Gabriel, who's been gone for a long time, since almost 10 years now. And I still have his collar on one of my shelves. It's like there's certain aspects of grief you're never going to get over. So yeah. Hey, the mighty Philbert, author of the Rabyd Nation's national anthem. So here we go. Hey, I'm good with it. We're the first national anthem of any nation that has the word F in it. I think the F word in it, and I'm good with that. Yeah, it's not about you. Yeah, breathe in the same way as spoken into a vacuum. Oh, yeah, we're all weird here. It's good. I have sleep paralysis and sleep hallucination. That's why I think of the Gospels, Paul, is the real thing. You really do? I honestly, I can see it. I've told people that that's very valid. Like there's a lot of things back in the day they didn't understand. Hell, there's a lot of things that today we still don't understand. So we're still working on it. So it's very valid. I think like when I look at Paul's writings, I'm like, dude, this guy was a mystic and he believed all sorts of things. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, it's a skill. Dealing with grief is a skill you have to learn. It's not easy, and it's never. And even when you learn the skill, it just kind of sort of helps you navigate it. It doesn't really help you deal with the actual emotions. It just kind of lets you know what's coming. So make good memories together very soon. You'll mostly be happy. Yes, but I think my definite thing is make sure you know that person mattered to you. Like they matter to you. Okay. And I think that's people who are dying the one thing they've expressed to me over the years is they wanted to know that their life made a difference, okay, in somebody else's life, and that's something you have to reaffirm with them. I think that's probably one of the things that I would do, definitely. Is impact by losing a parent. Yeah, losing a parent is a psychological trauma that I don't wish on anybody, and it happens a lot. I'm and God never helped me deal with that either, because God was all in my head. And so once I began to deal with the grief realistically, it's funny how I didn't get past certain points of grief until I'd chucked the faith. Acceptance, and getting used to the loss never really took place until after I stood at my dad's graveside and realized, oh, I'm never going to see him again, and he's never going to see me, and all I have is memories. And it's not being cold or callous or anything, it's realizing the truth. And then all of a sudden, I was able to grieve over that and move on a little bit. Now, there's a part of grief I don't think you'll ever get over as a human being. Like if somebody was close to you and you lose them, that's going to be there. It's going to be there till you go. So yeah, there's something that's stored in actual rather than dream image. Yes. The Thing is a Christmas movie. Okay, that's probably true. There's a lot of Christmas movies that people don't acknowledge that are Christmas movies. It's sad. Working on a system when I was in college, I would say it doesn't matter. His death always comes as a surprise. Yes. Yeah, especially the person that dies. I imagine it is a surprise, no matter what, if you're expecting or not. Hey, man, I feel you. I feel you, Triple E. I know exactly what you're thinking. Like, I imagine everybody here, I'm talking and I'm expressing stuff, and people are like, oh my God. Yeah, that brings up a lot of emotions. It does. Like Christmas, the best Christmas movie? It's possible. For your future self or a loved one or your former self, I think it's helped a lot by conditioning. Yes. I thought there was there actually is some research about when you think about grief, even though it hasn't happened, it actually helps when it actually happens. There has been some research about that. I don't know how peer reviewed it is, but there's just so much stuff to absorb. I've now come to the conclusion, Eric, that no matter how much I learn, there's always way more that I could learn that I'm never going to be able to. So, yeah, nobody expects a Spanish quicker. Yeah, there you go. You brought it down. You're trying to bring it back up. I get it. But yes, I used to, my view of my own death has changed a lot. I'm not afraid of the being dead part because I won't have any feelings about it whatsoever. But you know, it's the it's the dying process. What is that going to be for me? So do I want the long, battle against illness? Probably not. Do I want getting hit by a truck tomorrow? Probably not. But it's not really what I want. So it's what's going to happen. Yeah, it's been about 30 years for my dad too, Phil. I've never gotten over it. So, Rainbow Bridge idea, how a poem came about. Concept still requires heaven, which doesn't exist. All the disgusting hate and bad. It's your favorite one for the crying one. Okay, well, that's okay. It's pretty heavy. I remember it. Yes, Merlin. I know your original name. Y'all can go into your settings and change how you're presented. That still exists. They just put that stupid little A in front of it. In their 70s, and neither have taken care of their bodies over the years. I don't like thinking about it. But then I did, and my mom literally just texted me to tell me something funny. My dad and her dog did. I haven't talked to her in weeks. I told you, Conjuring. That's confirmation bias witchcraft there, Earl. No, it's funny how that works. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about human beings, like how our connections affect us. So, but I don't think that's spiritual. Um, it's just when you're thinking about somebody, you're more prone to notice when they actually do something. So yeah, okay. You actually made it on time. All right. I have a healthy respect for the unknown and entirely natural fear dread. Yes. Uh, you're not as savvy as you think you were. Okay, there you go. That works. Oh, I don't. You didn't offend me, dude. No, it's um, getting offended. I probably should talk about that for me. I'm very stoic in my philosophy, and Stoics have a view of being offended that I find very interesting and probably very true. If something or somebody, in particular, somebody offends you, then you've let them have power over you. Um, and so you have to ask, why am I offended? And then you move on from it. Like I have had people that when I have, been in discussions and debate, if you will, with several theists, like online, like at certain streams, like I think I was at Azho's place and and they were definitely trying to offend me, but they couldn't get past that piece of armor. And I wasn't going to be offended at what they said. And then it was allowed me to like kind of build a rapport and get them to think about some things. So, but I try very hard not to get offended by things. I just don't feel that it's a valuable thing to be offended. So that was rude. He was rude. Somebody was rude to you. Okay. Hey, skeptically. Good to see you. Yeah, you have to go to the channel settings. You can change it all. Reminds you of dreadlock. I'm going to science at you. Said if you want to be offended, be offended. I don't care. Yeah, it's kind of also offend me has got a good person. Don't let people have power over you. I just don't. To me, when people can affect my emotions negatively, that kind of indicates to me that they have power over me, and I refuse to give it to them. So, okay, I was like our last stream when we talked about the guy was oh gosh, what was he talking about? Like demon possession and being, if you're like a person who defies authority all the time. And I'm like, man, shit, that's every autistic person that's ever existed. I don't know too many autistic people that don't have a defiant exhort as well. So it's like, so are we all demon possessed then? Is autism the main demon? And then and then offended, it kind of falls in that same category to me. It's like, I don't want to, I don't like to get to that point, and I just don't like having people have power over me. And so offended is kind of that. He was rude. You're choosing to be offended. Okay. I don't know. I thought you wore that like armor anyway. I don't even know what he said. To be offended, and you can also choose not to give a fuck. Yes. And I choose mostly not to give a fuck. I had this happen at work the other day. And somebody was trying to get me to care about a situation that really doesn't affect me at all, and and doesn't affect a lot of people more than they think it did. And I said, this last summer when I harvested my field of fucks, you know how many I had? Very few, and I'm not going to waste one on this one. So, um, yeah, offense is not given. Yeah, it is a white Christian supremacist. Nothing can offend these people. Yeah, that's probably true. It's probably true. Yeah, you can use your emotions to kind of like, okay, I now know what's being said and what the argument is. That's not what I'm saying at all, but I'm not going to let them tie my emotions in knots so that I can't think about everything else. And then everything becomes an obsession about what was said at that point, and you can't think clearly. Like if you're going to think clearly, then you have to kind of put aside having emotions motivate you and not affect you is kind of the goal. So, out of the hospital the last couple of weeks, feel like shit, and I finally catch your stream and you're talking about death. You should laugh at that, Phil. You should absolutely laugh at that. It's so fitting. Like, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Phil. Though, like, I'm sorry you've been in and out of the hospital. Like a lot of my atheist friends are going through shit, and I'm like over here, you know, the Grim Reaper's in the corner, and he's kind of smiling at me, and I'm smiling back, and so it's like, I mean, I'm like, okay. I mean, I know my turn's coming, Phil. Oh, but it's like, yeah. Oh, my demons are also demon possessed. Yes. Yeah, that. And the thing with that is, awful ignorance can be cured. I don't know. Be very quiet. E women and FMB. Always Evan. I find the discussion about choice, belief, and free will very confusing. I think it applied being offended at will. I think, yeah, it does. It's kind of confusing, but I just don't call it a technique, call it a tactic, call it whatever you want. People try to offend me, and I just kind of like, dude, you're attacking me personally, and it just, I one of the classic Stoic defenses is, oh man, if you only knew the whole story, you'd have even more to say. I don't know. It doesn't offend me. It disgusts me. There's a difference between disgust and being offended, I think. Yeah, I think but I do agree. There's an empathy aspect. I'm always happy to feel empathy in a situation, but if you're trying to offend me, to get me upset, that's not the goal. If you want to get me disgusted about something, that's a different emotion altogether. And then I can be motivated by disgust. I can't be motivated by being offended. Being offended just causes me to be defensive. Being disgusted causes me to do something about it. So I think there's a difference. That's just my opinion. You can take it for what it's worth. You find morphine scary? Yes, morphine's awesome. So, like, if you don't want any pain, morphine's great. It also has a few negative side effects that I don't really like, but there you go. Somebody vandalized a Rainbow Bridge and yeah. See, now I find that I don't understand that. Like, I've walked across those Rainbow Bridge, Dragon Rider, and I've never had anything happen to me. Yes. And that's, Earl makes a good point. Like, you need to be able to feel disgust and shame about things. I think being offended makes it personal. I want an emotion that motivates me, not paralyzes me. And I find if being offended paralyzes me, I get too caught up in what's offending me, and I would rather. Well, that's fair. I make a distinction. Like, I think disgust, you can be disgusted by something and not be you can be personally motivated to do something about it. But yes, I just don't. Usually what happens when I get offended, I get emotion locked, and then I can't do anything about it. Like, I'm too obsessive about what's offending me. So and you have to believe in them for any effect. Yes. But yes, I had somebody, like, I remember when the Rainbow Bridges, I think it's still going on, and it's like, when I was in Houston, I think I walked across a couple of those main Rainbow Bridges at intersections near our school, and I don't remember them doing anything to me at all. So I don't understand. Like, it's really funny with Christians when it comes to the rainbow symbol, isn't it? They want to claim that it's about Noah and all this other stuff, but then when they see one in public, they automatically assume it's that evil LGBTQ stuff. And it's like, you say the symbol is one thing, but you don't actually act that way. Like, it's really weird. So yes. All right, there you go. But yes, I've never I don't know if they're straight and crooked. But I have never understood this thing where they say the rainbow is our symbol and then they act like it's not. So I don't know. I get it. And fear, guilt, and thought crimes, hell, sin, and man. Yeah, exactly. Like it. The issue of I'm going to tell you, as a former preacher, part of my job was to get my congregation offended at certain things, and so maybe I make a distinction because of my former career. Like I wanted them to be offended at homosexuality. I wanted them to be offended at pornography. I wanted them to be offended at being persecuted for being Christians. And I find when I'm trying to, when somebody tries to stab my emotions to get me an emotional reaction like that, I kind of get called back to when I used to do that from the pulpit. So it's like, so I guess I've kind of adopted a philosophy that said, okay, it's okay to be disgusted, but I got to move on from the emotion to be motivated to do something about it, not just get offended and be paralyzed and do nothing about it. So maybe that's just my personal distinction. So, yeah, I think to me though, Ron, there has to be a balance there. I think the real problem, like you can be for the common good if you understand, if you make sure that the individual rights that people have are also about the common good. Like to me, a lot of rights are based on the idea of the common good, that everybody gets the same rights. That's an equality issue. So, but you have to be careful about what rights you're saying exist too. So it's a tough question. Perfectly straight. Okay, thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. That's two. We got three more to go. But I don't necessarily think that individualism is a lie. I think the problem is, I think maybe my autistic brain is rebelling at the dichotomy of I got to do individualistic things or I got to do stuff for the common good. I think there's a way to do both. So but that's me. So yeah, I mean, I think there is a difference. Like I can find a behavior disgusting, but not get emotionally paralyzed to the point that I'm not motivated to do something about it. Because I see a lot of people who get offended just because somebody tells them that they should be offended about something, and they never think about whether it truly should be offensive or not. Like at some point, you got to start thinking about the issue and what to do about it. Okay, like, and when you're in an emotional state, it's hard to do that. And when you're super offended at something, you're also your tendency is to dehumanize the people that offended you. And I think that's a dangerous place to be too. Okay. So it's kind of like there's plenty of things that affect right and left, and people get offended and then they dehumanize the other side, and those people aren't human to them anymore. So, and I don't want to be guilty of that. Like I have my opponents, but like I said, like I try not to dehumanize the people that try to offend me or try to attack me or whatever. I get it because I'm a human being too, but at the same time, I don't agree with them. So being trying to engage the issue while still engaging human empathy towards the person that's trying to offend me is probably the most, if that's the heart and soul of my superpower of beginning to get people to like come off that edge and begin to talk to me, that's probably what it is. Like the real trick in life is to realize that the person that is doing the bad behavior is still a human being. And I have to ask a lot of questions as to what brought them to this, what were they taught, what is part of their nature, like the nature nurture thing is, are they that way because they've been indoctrinated by their faith? Are they that way because this is something they've thought about and this is a conclusion they've drawn? I mean, there's a lot of things I don't know in my ignorance. And I have to ask myself the question, I'm always trying to ask the question, how do I win this person to my side? Okay. And I'm not even sure that's a good thing to do. So another one for the hat. Okay, thanks, Merlin. Yeah, yeah, I think there's a balance there. So hats can be expensive. Yes, this new one is actually was more expensive than I thought. So grumpy, that's mental stress. Grumpy. Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing with being I absolutely can relate to this. Like the real trick for me in dealing with somebody, Earl, is not to get emotionally drained about it. And I think that's why I avoid being offended, and that's why I see a difference, because I can be disgusted and it doesn't drain my battery as much as being offended. Maybe that's why I make the distinction. Maybe probably some definitions are better there, but it's like it's my issue has always been when I talk with people, like when I talk with theists, like we had the theist the other night, just a couple nights ago. It's like I want them to start talking to me, not preaching at me. And in order to do that, I have to see them as a human being and try to figure out what is kind of motivating them to be that way. Like nobody is in a vacuum. Like as much as I despise certain things uh, currently in my government, I understand the human reasons of why people think that way because I used to be that way myself. And they're not necessarily being evil, they just are misguided to me. Okay. So, and it's hard because I don't like my battery depleted because then I can't deal with anything effectively. And so, probably that's why I just basically say, if you're trying to offend me, that's probably not going to work. Okay. I can be disgusted at what you're saying without being disgusted with you. So, it's like I can see how that's the issue. It's a tough one because you and me, I think, are out here trying to change people's minds. We're trying to dialogue with people to get them to think differently about issues. Whereas I don't always see that in a lot of people. Like they're just trying to be right and win a victory and notch their gun. And I don't really care about that. Like I'm going to be me and do what I do all the time. Thanks, Triple E. Appreciate it. Who got that membership? I got to go find out. I do. I do. Oh, Tilting Windmill. Excellent. Triple E, that was one of the most excellent gifted memberships I've had in a while. So, Tilting, congratulations. You can enjoy my emojis. Done by the ever wonderful I Killed Earl. And how we react to offense. Yeah, it's hard, Eric. When I came online, I have another channel called Simple Life Philosophy. I don't talk about it much, but when I came back to YouTube, I started with that channel before I came back to the Rabyd Atheist. I'd kind of let the Rabyd Atheist slide and go into bed. And I came up with Simple Life. And my whole thing with that channel was to get honest dialogue without getting offended, like actually taking on issues without, let's find a way to talk about stuff and maybe get some more things like, and I really had that tone with that channel. The problem with being an atheist is I know 90% of the time I'm just not going to get that tone from a theist. Like a theist is going to come on here with their presuppositionalist bullshit most of the time, and then I have to calm my mods down because Martin's ready to fire the trigger, Earl's ready to fire the trigger. Although Earl likes to play with her food from time to time, it's it it's a hard dynamic for me to live in because I genuinely want people to understand that religion is a con, and and getting people to listen to that message is probably the biggest challenge. It's not so much making the argument of how it's a con. That's pretty easy. It's just getting people to listen. So yeah, there are days. Earl, can I give you some advice? Just on a couple of days, just take a day off from that. just don't deal with it. Go enjoy some of the good parts of life. Yes, I have no problem that poop will exist. Yes. gross out, slightly disgusted, but I'm not offended. I don't care what they. It's not wrong. It's it's yes. You have to start changing your mind about these things, because the thing about, probably you and I have a somewhat similar religious background in that regard. Like, all public physical affection was considered a negative, and I think it's the one thing I learned from my parents, that you can take some of that and tell them to shove it up their ass. Because my mom and dad, even though they were very fundamentalist Pentecostal Christians, never stopped holding hands or kissing in public, even in church. So they got yelled at it a couple times, and they told me, "Oh, well, I don't agree with that." So yeah, yay tilting, yes, yeah, and it can be a physically nauseous thing, but there's nothing morally wrong with it. So, but I understand, Earl. I do understand. I get it. Everybody's going through their own thing. I don't have a problem with it anymore. So, like about Richmond, that's a good joke. Oh, you get offended when they ask it. Yeah, it's hard, Eric. I've had a few. Like, I've had a few, Eric, where I've had some honest theists that come on here, and they're genuinely curious about why a 20-year pastor, 40-year Christian will walk away from the faith. And they want my genuine reasons. And I said, well, the long story is in my playlist of my deconversion story. You can go watch that. But you know, the short answer is, I know too much. The more I learned about the Bible and history and all that stuff, I realized that the claims of Christianity were very, very shaky, quite shaky. And that's when I started disappearing it. So, yes, yeah, I thought it was funny too. No PDA, kids. Yes, yes, but I don't know, PDA. There will be. I'm not doing a Thursday stream, Cranky. I'm going to do a Wednesday stream. It'll still be deconversion hangout rules, but I'm going to do a holiday stream. I haven't got the thumbnail or anything up yet, but I have that night off, so I can go long if I need to. I don't have to worry about a time limit or anything. And I'm going to do. Earl's got a new nativity scene for us, I believe. That's what she said. Um, I also have some fan art I want to show. We're going to have a Christmas hat off. So the hat pull will be all the Christmas hats again, and we'll see which one is the most popular. I'll even show all of them before the stream starts, or when the stream starts, to see what you're voting for. And we'll see. We'll have that, and a few other fun things. I'm going to try to find a video that's short about whether Christmas is pagan or or Christian. It's always a fun topic at this time. So we'll have some. I'm there to have some good time on Wednesday. So it'll be Wednesday night instead. Because Christmas, I've got to go to work. It's the subtle irony of being closed, is that third shift has to still come in at 10 o'clock in the evening that evening and get everything set up for the next day. So there you go. But yes, that's what I'll be doing. Well, think about it. Like the purity culture aftershock effects. Like, if you're always, if sex is supposed to be an affection and all that is really in this one boundary, okay, of you can only do that inside the context of marriage, then any expression of affection or anything outside of that, where it goes over into the society, is also kind of looked down upon. Is there an official rule about it? But no, you won't see people doing a lot of PDA inside a church. Well, why is that? Purity culture. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, Craig. It's like it to us. I now see the inherent dishonesty of it, but a lot of people don't. Like, there's honest people that really think apologetics is cool, and they believe in Jesus because of it, and they're not being shills. Like, that's an old debate inside of atheist spheres, is how much of this is shilling and how much of this is sincere belief. And I can tell you, I was a sincere believer up till 3 years before I left the church. Like, I was very sincere. So that religious infects your perception and nervous system. You have to destruct those beliefs. Yes, That's why I go to a therapist. Can you imagine the neural pathways that have been generated in my brain after 20 years of being a pastor and 40 years of being a Christian and the indoctrination and all that stuff? Some of that stuff is still there. Like I still have like I guess I can admit to this. Like I still have these reactions to like LGBTQ people. Like if I see a couple of guys kiss in public, there's an emotional neural pathway reaction to that because of indoctrination. And then I have to, oh, wait, I gotta, no, that there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's like I have to think about it still. And it's rewiring neural pathways. It's a hard, if you've been in religion a long time, this is a tough thing to get over. And it stays with you for a long time and it's still with me. Like I still have these emotional responses to certain things in public that I used to be against when I was a Christian. And now it's like, I have to actually take a breath and think about it. And that's why I tell people to be patient with people that are deconstructing because they still are going through a lot. They may not have all the viewpoints that you want them to have or that agree with you. And maybe you're wrong. Maybe they're right. You know, it's like they're still going through the process. And it's because it's such a lengthy process for some of us that you can't expect us to all just immediately be these die cut, whatever die cut atheism is, which I don't really even believe in anymore. So there you go. Oh, Lord, the answers wrote that. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool stuff. Yeah, me too. Okay, and that's kind of one of the things that people don't realize when people still have this emotional reaction to that. You're trained that way from the time you're a kid. So your neural pathways are kind of formed. And how do you get over that? Well, it takes time. And you got to be like, and if you're outside of that, looking in, like for those of you who have never gone through deconversion because you're never religious, I think this is one of the things you have a hard time understanding is that people are still like indoctrinated with certain ideas and feelings. It's feelings indoctrination. It's not just mental. Okay. And I think the feelings are the hardest thing to get over, like disgust or whatever. And it's like, it's probably why I'm more guarded against those emotions because I'm trying to like figure out rationally what I should be disgusted at. Okay. Like what, if that makes any sense. I I don't know. I see. That's the thing. Is it nature or nurture is still a thing as you get older, too. Like what society I am is still affecting me too. So I'm still learning, and that's the thing. And there's a lot of things I just don't know. I just I'm not afraid to admit it anymore. I believe Paul and precepts 100% did ignoring glare. Yes, but you did it sincerely. You sincerely believed. Okay. And that's the thing you got to remember is some of these people are sincere believers, including apologists. Like I think William Lane Craig is a sincere believer. I still think he's a shill too. I think he knows some of the arguments that he uses are crap, but he still uses them because he sincerely believes in Jesus. Like and that's kind of the screw, you know, the fuckery, if you will, that religion does to your brain is you justify a lot of things to still be a sincere believer. I don't believe in it, but I was raised, yes, you still get that feeling like somebody's watching you or all that stuff. Yeah. Is there an atheist fundamentalism? Well, first of all, I think you'd have to have, I think there's a fundamentalist attitude, if you will, with some atheists. Like the reason why, like me, Earl, Asho, and a few others have problems with certain other YouTube artists that are atheists is because with a lot, some of them, it's my way or the highway when it comes to politics, social views, all that jazz. And so but I don't know if that's atheist fundamentalism or it's just a secular, you know, Democrat fundamentalism or whatever, or tribalism. Like I don't know if I can't define atheism as a religion. It doesn't fit the definition of a religion and never will, despite what people say. Um, but I think there can be a fundamentalist, like the religious type attitude of my way is correct and everybody else is wrong. Okay, that can infect any ideology, and you have to be careful about it, because if you're not open to being corrected, then I think you have a problem. So it's like there's another problem there that is a very religious attitude. Coming home after tour duty in some place like Iraq where they still have to dissociate groups of people. Yes, PTSD people do this, and it's very similar to what religious people do with RTS, like religious trauma syndrome or things associated with their trauma inside the church. PTSD is a very interesting concept, because any trauma can create this disorder. So it's like you have very similar thing. When people come back home from war like that, they have to, like if you were somebody that fought in like the Gulf War, I actually have a friend like this who fought in the Gulf War. He still has problems with like Arabic people. And he's like, I know it's not rational. I know it's not all Arabs, kind of thing. It's just when you are in that trauma and somebody of a people group afflicts trauma on you, you have a tendency to see all of them that way. And that's just a very human thing. And you have to fight that. And in religion, when you've been trained to see certain groups of people a certain way, right? Then when you get out of it, you still have that training. You still have that indoctrination on an emotional level to get over. I feel that rationally, things are easier to rationalize and come to a rational understanding of them than to get rid of the emotions around it. The emotions are hardest. That's, I've said it before, I go to therapy more for the emotions. And the brain thing about faith was gone even when I was still a believer. It's in many ways. So yeah, below bar bill, yes. I don't think he believes his own arguments, but I still think he's a sincere believer, Cranky. I think he sincerely believes in Jesus because he wants that 1 in a million chance of it being true. Like, I think that's his justification for still being sincerely in the faith. But I think when he looks at his arguments, he knows they're all shit. That's why he said what he said. Well, we need to lower the bar. The reason he's saying that is his real reasons for being a believer. It doesn't have a damn thing to do with rationality. Okay, like it has everything to do with emotions, and he doesn't want to admit that. So that it was actually big. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. It's you also have neurology that can kick you in the ass. Okay, like being autistic. Yeah, I've heard of this, Merlin. It's true. Like and so what is somebody supposed to do with you? Like it's not your fault. Okay, it's like there's certain things about some personalities that you just don't get along, and it seems to be that those personalities are more in the LGBTQ community. You have to sit down and figure that out, and that's not going to you're not going to figure that out, Merlin, tomorrow. Okay, like it's just we don't have magic words in secularism that just change the whole dynamic. Like it doesn't exist. The thing I've learned from my own deconstruction is this takes a shit ton of time. Okay, like it's something you can only deal with for so long. You can only deal with the emotions of it so long, and then you get tired out. Your autistic battery drains to zero, and you have to go recharge. And so then it's this constant loop of recharging yourself and then dealing with the issues. And then sometimes you just don't want to deal with the issues when you recharge. You want to go do something fun or enjoyable, or go do something that you want to deal with. And that's okay too. And I don't know, if I've learned anything from deconstruction is, yes, people change, but they change slowly. Like rationally, you can change very quickly. Like your viewpoints, your way of looking at the world, you can change and acknowledge that very quickly. It's the emotions. The emotions are associated with stuff that are just far more difficult. At least for me, they are. So Realize I will offend many people, and if they get offended, they have the option to just block me. Okay, there's good to see you, Asho. Glad to see you're alive and well. Yeah, I do that when there's a strong asymmetry in what you really believe and how you defend. Yes, yeah, that's what I'm kind of saying, Eric. Is like there is an inherent dishonesty to the practice, because I think there's an inherent dishonesty to religion, and apologetics is just part of religion. It's whatever religion does to defend its its belief system. So yes, there is always going to be that inherent dishonesty, but the question is, an individual believer in a religion, do they sincerely believe that that's true, or are they a shill? They don't believe it's true, but they still promote it so they can gain some benefit from it. I think those are two different people. I was a sincere believer up until the point I realized that I wasn't. And then for 3 years, I struggled with that because I hated being the shill. I realized I was being a shill, and I didn't believe anything I was saying from the pulpit. And I was just doing it because I didn't know how to do anything else. Okay. That's also another state. Are you a person who used to be a sincere believer, realizes you're shill and hate it, like, and want to get out of it? Okay. So there you go. So, but yeah, it's like, it's a, it's an interesting way to live at that point, because I think we can get guilty. Like, this process means at some point, a person may no longer actually believe in their faith, but they're still doing the things hoping that they'll get it back. Like, there's also that state of being. It's not, there's no simple answers. And that's one of the things that getting out of religion has kind of taught me, is like, there usually isn't a simple answer to any problem. So, you know, everybody likes black and white simple answers, this or that. And I don't find the world to be that simple anymore. So, for those of you watching some other aspect, I'm learning. I'm just listening to both sides. I sometimes do that. uh, hmm, should run. See you later, Evan. Appreciate it. Good continuation. Yes. Wise doctor. Try to be nice and always fail and never fail to be kind. Yeah. And that's, see, I get flack. I'm going to tell you, Merle, I sometimes get flack for how nice I am to certain people. Okay. Like, my mods will every once in a while, one of them will say, I think you were too nice to that theist. And I'm like, no, I used to be them. Like, and I know that if I act a certain way to them, I'm just going to entrench them more in their belief. And this is the hard part, is being nice to people that probably don't deserve it. It's hard. It's hard, Merlin, because I have always tried to guide my channel here on this idea of, I will absolutely engage a theist in an honest dialogue. Absolutely do that every time. I will suspend having fun in the chat with all the people that are wonderful in chat, and have different viewpoints and discuss things and still get along. Okay. But to me, it's like, it's the difficulty of being me is I used to be that, and I understand that, and trying to get people to go down the path that I went down just a little bit faster. I don't know. If you have simple answers and you try to impose them on other people, I think that's pretty fundamentalist, because nothing's ever simple. Like, people are too diverse to have a simple answer for everybody's economic situation, everybody's social situation. Like, if you do something to benefit one group of people, it probably disadvantages some other group of people. So it's like, there's never a simple answer to me anymore. It's like every time I hear somebody give a simple answer, I'm like, okay, I want to dig into that. Like, I go in what Earl says, my autistic, K-hole, and Is that as simple as they make it sound out? And sure enough, let's just, oh, aw, I'm sorry about Jack. It makes me sad, asshole. I'm sorry. Oh man. So he's got his vaccinations are all up. You don't wear your own underwear, so why do you wear somebody else's? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, but yes, it. I don't know. The serious discussion tonight has been pretty good. I appreciate that because I think you know when we look, my whole goal of my channel has still been to try to normalize atheism, normalize deconversion, and part of that is dealing with the false understandings of both those terms. And so, deconstruction as a quick and simple, easy process, like the theists try to make it out as, nope. So you're never going to let that go, are you? So you're never going to let it go. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're gonna have to, like, we got Earl's birth here. I got to put this up because Earl's birthday party is at the end of the week. So I want to put that up, make sure everybody sees that. And probably we'll try to find some way for Azho's dog, the hellhound, to get some sort of therapy on that. So there you go. Oh, oh, there we go. There we go. Especially Espers like myself experience rigid-minded thinking. Do you experience this? I think it's what sometimes you can be very rigidly minded about certain issues. I've read about this too. Maybe I'm rigid minded about, like, I hate it when somebody says it's either this or that. I hate dichotomies. Like, my mind rebels against dichotomies. So maybe that's my rigid thinking. Like, maybe there is, I, maybe there is some rigid thinking to that. And so we got to fight that too. But maybe there is simple answers. I don't know. I just don't find simple answers to be that. But yeah, you can get for my deconversion, it was like getting over that. Like, I had this rigid mindset about my faith, that it was true, that it was true, that it was true. And so you always come back to, how do I make my faith true? Once I got out of that, now the rigid mindedness may be, I don't know, the opposite. Like, I have to watch getting put into this, but yes. So there you go. I've experienced some of that. I think it's probably why I don't like dichotomies. I'm very rigid minded about that. So, yeah, like, if you're talking about that, Triple E, yes. Like, I had to kill the Bible every way from Sunday before I realized it was a crap piece of document. Like, I absolutely had to, like, hit every chapter and verse. I swear. I get what you're saying now. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Towards the hat. Actually, you know what? I think I got a gifted membership, so I am going to count that as well because I'm running out of time for the stream. So I'm going to let it go. We've got our new hat. Oh, here, I'll pull me up. I want to keep I killed, but there you go. It's a very happy Santa with a big red nose. He's been drinking a lot of whiskey, so he's got to get ready for the sleigh ride. So there you go. I'll count that one because I'm running out of time. I got about like 10 minutes and I got to shine off. So Yeah, I think I did research things to death, though, Triple E, before I discarded the Bible finally in the end. So, but yes. Yeah, I still have this thing, Eric, like when atheists quote the Bible incorrectly or they make statements that are factually wrong about the Bible, I get mad about that. Even when atheists do it, it's like, it's not what it says. Um, you know, it's sometimes atheists do it. I'm like, oh, dude, it's much worse than that. Here, look at this verse. so, so there you go. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to count the gifted membership to Tilting Windmill because it was given to Tilting Windmill. So one of my favorite people. So, so there you go. Prove the Bible is true. How do I prove that constantly researching, reading, and asking until I tore it apart, at least the Gospels? Yeah. Yeah, I think my lighting is a little bright, and so I'm getting pinkish nose. But yeah, this proves it. Proves that Santa's a slush. He's a lush. He ran over the grandma. Yeah. Hey, Phil, take care of yourself. Okay. If you watch this later or you've already gone out, but yeah, take care of yourself, Philbert. Dude, I tell this to Dave at Captive Desk all the time, dude. Don't worry about broadcasting. Take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, don't worry about it. Go do what you need to do. Yeah. See, that's the other thing you can get locked in your mind, Eric, is that there are certain sacred texts that you should never touch. And that's another thing that deconstruction, like I, when I pick up the Bible now, it's just another book. And boy, is that a change for me. So thank you for taking one. Yeah, isn't this a great one? This one's is more expensive than I thought, probably because of all the fuzzies. So, but yeah, it's one of those hats that I like. I saw it. I'm like, okay, I gotta got that one. That's gonna be the fourth hat. Like I've got four hats now, and we're gonna have a hat off on Christmas Eve. We're gonna do that. We're also going to do some fan art, probably a video about Christmas, whether it's pagan or not. I haven't found that yet. We're gonna just have a good time. For those of you that may not have anything else to do, we'll keep an eye out on Santa if Santa lands on any roofs in Europe because I have European fans. So, if the reindeer show up, let us know. So, yeah, Morphine will do that. In a black and white world, I have a rigid set of personal and professional acts I will not break. It's actually got me. Yeah. And that's, I think, here's the thing, Earl. I think I still have my rigid shit when it comes to how I deal with people. Like I will not compromise certain things. So yeah, I still have that rigid part of my thinking where there's a certain way to behave and there's a certain way to treat me. And like I have this problem at work right now because I have people that make assumptions about me that are completely untrue. And do they come to me and talk to me about those assumptions? Oh, hell no. And I have an incredible problem with people that assume things about me but don't want to talk to me and find out if it's true. So, so yes, maybe I may have let some people in. We'll see. We'll see. I may have to let people in that way they can watch the channel. I don't know, so I'll let you maybe take the controls for 5 minutes while I go to the bathroom or something. Well, no, check that. I'll let Earl do that. Yeah, we're gonna have the birthday stuff. Hey, thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. And the elder god is chiming in a little bit more. All right, outstanding. But I'll see all of you probably Christmassy. Yeah, for me. Yeah. Oh. Uh, well, that wouldn't be untrue, though. No, I actually, I run into, like, there are several people that know I have a YouTube channel, and some of them I know that watch it. They never say anything. I'm not sure they're here now. But I do, there's a lot of people that are very Christian at my workplace. And so I'm an atheist. So therefore I must eat babies or something and, all that bullshit. So, yeah. I've been, yes. And that's right now, that's kind of my saving grace, Triple E, is my workplace is very accommodating because I have these, like, I have this honor thing. Like, I try to treat people very well and I expect the same in return. And when I don't get it, it pisses me off. So it's like, so, but yes. Yeah, yeah, we'll do the Merry Christmas thing. Like, yeah, I'm not forbidding anybody from saying Merry Christmas. I don't want to feed into the Christian persecution narrative. So, but thanks. It's good. Just to be inside chat. Okay, there you go. You're going to be in Vegas. All right, fair enough. You have fun there, as so. Yeah, they don't. It's just work relations. Like, I have to work with a lot of people sometimes. Like, we're getting back to my real job, which is modding, which I can be by myself and work on 6 sections of the store and change it and all that stuff without being bothered too much in an evening. And I kind of like that part of my job. But right now, that doesn't exist. So, oh, that was for Earl. Okay, there you go. You're going to be. Oh, this is going to be great, Earl. ASO is going to be in all kinds of different places. Oh, metaphysically and in reality, it'll be great. Oh, you leave Friday? Okay. All right. Well, you better at least show up to the stream for a minute and say hi, ASO, or we'll disown you. You need to at least come and say hi. I'll be there. So, Merry Christmas. All right, folks, I do have to run. I got to get ready for work. I got to work the next 2 nights. So, yes, you're going to make, Aso, you made Earl cry, and I don't know what to do with that. I should come find you. But yeah, she should at least show up. But I'll see all of you Wednesday, special edition of the Rabyd Atheist on Christmas Eve. The hat off, the Battle of the Hats, whatever you want to call it. This one will be in there, and the 3 others that are Christmassy. We'll see the Battle of the Christmas Hats. I've got some fan artwork for Fangs. We've got some Earl artwork. I will be probably reacting to a short video trying to discuss what Christmas has to do with anything. So there we go. But there we go. So thanks, everybody, for stopping by today. I will see all of you then on Wednesday. Appreciate all of the people that donated today to the channel. Appreciate Cranky. Appreciate Martin, Merlin, Triple E for the gifted membership to Tilting. Great gifted membership, by the way. Josh, Eric, and then Cranky again. Thank all of you for donating to the channel. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, all of it right back at you. So thanks for that. Appreciate all of you. I will see you all Thursday. In the meantime, may Fangs nibble on all of your hearts. May he purify your vegetables from religious corruption. Make sure you take the most holy of all vegetables, the carrot, and circumcise it and leave it on top of your stash. I can't guarantee that Fangs will not still steal your stash, but it's worth a try. And nom nom and all that. And as always, folks, live your best life. You only get one go around, and then it's over. So make sure you're taking all your time, money, and opportunities and giving them to yourself, the people you love and care for, and to make this a better world. You'll be happier if you do. And don't waste them on the trappings of religion and faith, because that's a dead end. I speak from experience. And as always, folks, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you all Wednesday on our special holiday New Year's Eve stream. It'll still be deconversion hangout rules as far as comments. So just be advised of that. We're here to have a good time as atheists, and we'll see you then. See y'all then.
It's time to take a stand, bringing the truth to a fucked up land.